Hi, I am Angel Ribo with Mindalia TV, and we have here today Daya Hamwi. Hi Daya, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
Excellent, we are so thrilled to have you here today. And I would like to start the conversation asking you, what's the number one thing that keeps you passionate?
Well, my work keeps me very passionate. I work with families and children, and by working with them I can really help them create positive solutions and things, so that's what I love to do.
Excellent. How do you do that? How do you create those positive situations in which you are able to help an entire family?
Yeah, well, so I've created a business and it's called Settlement Works, Concordance Law, and the whole point of what we do is when families are having problems or they're going through transition and there's a divorce or there's custody issues or there's any kind of family-related issues, they can come aboard. I have an office on a yacht in Marina del Rey, and me and my business partner hold this really beautiful, safe, supportive space for them to work out all their issues outside of the system, outside of court, outside of all of that.
Is your practice also outside of the normal practice?
Yeah, so what we do is sometimes people call it mediation, transformational mediation is what we call it. And it's picking up. I think as consciousness is, people are becoming more conscious, they realize that there's a better way to resolve conflict in family. And so we're finding that, I started so long ago, so I'm feeling like now's really the time. And more lawyers can become peacemakers. And that's kind of where I'm going with this. I think that's really where we're moving. So
you're a peacemaker yourself?
Yeah, I was since I was little, that's was the most important thing was to creating peace in my family. So I'm not surprised that I ended up becoming a children's and family lawyer and wanting to create peace, in families. So, yeah.
Is there a particular way in which you do this mediation process that makes you different, or that you think it's so much needed for us?
Yeah, well, so, yeah, I do feel like, it's such a sustainable business on so many levels and good for us emotionally to really, when we have an issue with the family or we're going through a divorce or a custody issue, that we empower ourselves to work out a solution rather than give our power away to a judge or our lawyers and they're controlling the situation. So when they come to us, they have this beautiful environment on the water, which is really nice. They can smell the fresh air, they can relax a little bit, and we really, it's their time, it's their family, and they get to decide what works best for their family. And you don't get that in the system where you will hire a lawyer and then you go to court and you give your power away. It's such a dynamic environment that we're in, and it lends itself to create these solutions.
Is it a coincidence that it's on water?
No. We thought that, wow, wouldn't I want to work on a boat and on the water? I thought, wow, that's cool. And then I thought, who wants to go into a stuffy law office or a courthouse and work out stuff? They're already tense and, feeling the anxiety. And when they come aboard the water, that when they smell the fresh air and they can relax, and the environment's so important when we're talking about consciousness and setting the stage for that, And they're coming in and they've got big issues to get through and they're really, upset. And so that alone really helps. Just settle in.
So how do you help families, specifically families with kids, to cope with this, not giving away the control or giving it away in a different way?
Yeah, well, so when we have a client come to us, they're wondering, oh my gosh, can we do this mediation? Am I going to be represented? Am I going to feel like I'm doing the right thing? And so we have a whole conversation around, yes, we're lawyers. We're going to help guide you through. We're going to give you suggestions and all kinds of things. We're going to let you know what a judge would do if you went to court. And look, you can create something for yourself. And on top of that, for your children, they're watching you work things out. So they're really, it's great, they're looking at the parents. Yes, the parents are moving on, transitioning and divorcing, but they're actually working it out, and there's so much less tension in a family unit during the process and after. There's so much good, and so I really let parents know that. Also, some parents, they come in and they save so much money. There's so many benefits. I mean, I can go through all of them, but they save so much time, because sometimes going to court, it goes for years, and they spend thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars that can go to their kids' education. So, it's really, if they are willing to trust the process and actually come in and try it out, it's so successful. There's so much magic in the room. We really create a lot of miracles and magic, because people's they come in saying, well, I can't work it out, we're fighting and this and that. But we get them to drop in and express their emotion, what's going on for them if they want to, and once they can actually get it out and the other person is listening and we can hold that space for them, that's where the magic happens and we can reach an agreement.
And how do people know that you exist, so that there's a different way of mediating on a particular conflict?
Well, I've been doing this for 16, 17 years, and we've been on the boat, I think 12 or 13 years. And most of it's by referral. A lot of people in the conscious community and the outer conscious community have found out about us, and they've come and they've recommended us to others. But it's time for us to get this out in a much bigger way, so that's why I'm so grateful to be here.
Oh, absolutely. Do you remember a defining moment in your life that made you do this?
Yeah. I actually do. I've always wanted to be a lawyer. My dad was a lawyer. I grew up, wanted to go work with him. He was so wonderful with his clients. He helped with trusts and estates. So I always wanted to be a lawyer. Mm-hmm. And I always, had a lot of my own issues growing up as a kid. I had a lot of challenges. And, the defining moment, I think, when I went to law school and I came out and I started working in the corporate world, and I hated it. I was like, oh, this is so boring. I have to be relational. I have to help people. I'm a people person. I want to help kids, And I always had a soft spot for children and families, and that's a defining moment. I think I was when I was very young. When I was very young, I just felt like this was where I was going to go. I knew I was going to be a lawyer, and I knew I was going to help children. So,
do you remember a specific case that comes to your mind now about a situation in which you were able to help the kids and the entire family in a different way, that you felt really, wow, we've made a big difference to this family?
I feel that a lot, and there's a lot of testimonials and a lot of families that come to us after they've gone to lawyers and they've done that whole thing and they've never come to an agreement, or they'll go somewhere else, and then they come to us. And then, it's they're we can never agree on anything. We're never going to agree on anything. And then they come to us, and then we're able to really help them resolve it. We have some of those times where I really, really, truly believe in my heart of hearts, no matter how difficult it is, there's a way, there's a solution, there's a more peaceful way. And I think we hold that vibration and energy in our work, on the boat. And, I also, something very unique about what we do is I have a business partner, who holds the male energy and I hold the female energy with the couples. So we have this co-mediating environment. We don't have to do it that way, but for some couples, they feel so supported to have a man and a woman there during this time. So,
yeah, I was going to ask you, how did you pick your male partner?
Oh, this is a great story. This is such a great story. So, I'm into flow and dance. That's my favorite thing to do when I'm not, and yoga. I'm a yoga instructor too. But I met him at dance. Really, really ecstatic dance is what they call it, free-flowing dance and movement. And we were called the Dancing Lawyers. So we became friends, and then we decided, this is really important work. Let's do this together. So that's how we. So
you started dancing together.
We danced together, but then we found out we were both lawyers, and we figured, we're both family lawyers, so let's do this, because we were kind of tired. He was doing a lot of litigation, and I just, doing mediation, so we decided this was the way to go.
Do you still dance?
I still dance.
Okay.
And I do a lot of yoga, Kundalini yoga.
And he still dance?
And he still dances.
Okay.
Yes, he still dances. Yeah.
Excellent. I would like, to use this last few minutes of our conversation, could you please be so kind to give a piece of advice to all those families that might be going through challenges, maybe some kind of conflict or law situation, legal situation? Would you please, what would be that piece of advice that you would like to give them?
I know it's difficult and challenging, and at times you feel like you don't see a way through, but there is a way through, and really, there are people out there that can and will support you and help you and understand where you're coming from. So I know a lot of times you feel like there is no one out there, but there are people out there who have big hearts, and they're very, and their life's work is to support you through this very difficult and challenging time. So believe in yourself, believe there's a solution, you'll get through it, and your family will carry on. Yeah.
Excellent. Daya, it's been a pleasure to have you here with us today. Thank you very much for coming and for sharing your wisdom.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, I am Angel Ribo with Mindalia TV. Thank you very much for being with us today.